The history of rail transportation dates back nearly 500 years. Systems with man or horsepower and rails of wood or stone were used. Modern rail transport systems first appeared in the 1800s. These systems, which used the steam locomotive, were the first practical and primary forms of mechanized land travel for the next 100 years. As railroads and locomotives became part of history and culture, so did the miniature toy and model versions. No images of Christmas would be complete without a set of toy trains circling the base of the family Christmas tree. Norfolk Southern Railway Company is the fourth largest railroad company in the world, operating 21,500 route miles in 22 states, as well as in Ontario, Canada. Coal is the most common commodity hauled on the railroad from mines in Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, and Tennessee. A regional gathering point where freight is classified and forwarded to final destinations is known in the train industry as a hump yard. The process of joining the right train cars to the right engines takes place in three areas: a receiving yard, a classification yard in which rail cars are pushed over a hump to various classification tracks, and a forwarding yard. Norfolk Southern Railway uses a supervisory HMI software solution from Wonderware to communicate vital information about its train cars at its Buckeye Hump Yard in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, the industrial computer line has really been a great fit for what train yard technology does. The panel PCs get used in various areas in the control rooms and that sort of thing, but the tablet PC is perfect for this kind of an environment where you've got a very distributed area in which the people that are running the rail yards need to operate in. So they can bring the software with them wherever they're going, always be in touch, have the ability to control things from out in the field.
Even when the system initially became automated, it required an entire view of mainframe and mid-range computers. Then, in the early 1990s, Trainyard Tech LLC, a Wonderware OEM, installed Wonderware's InTouch HMI software running on the Microsoft Windows 3.0 operating system. Now, all of the information is processed through 8 PCs. Using InTouch for visualization and industrial process control enables users to quickly create and deploy customized applications that connect and deliver real-time information. Applications that can be accessed from mobile devices, thin clients, computer nodes, and over the internet.
Previous to having a pin puller display, the pin pullers actually had a paper list, and they would mark down where all the cars had to be cut, and they would watch that paper list while they were going back and forth cutting pins. Today, all of that information is conveyed to them through the pin puller display.
When a train arrives at the hump yard, scanners with antennas collect information from RFID tags on each train car. Or a field engineer can manually input data from anywhere in the yard into the supervisory system using Wonderware industrial tablets operating InTouch software. This information can be reviewed simultaneously by the train master, the receiving yard master, and the assembly yard master that reassembles the train cars at the end of the humping process.
The pin puller display replaces a paper copy of the list that the pin puller used to use. Today, the pin puller display has this condensed information about each car, what track it's going to, any special handling codes. The yardmaster also has this information on his InTouch screen. But to keep things in sync between the two guys, we were able to turn around and use InTouch to put a view of the pin puller display on the yardmaster's display, so he sees what both of them are looking at.
Using symbols like asterisks and plus and minus signs, the pin puller display verifies that the train cars which arrive at the yard match up with the list provided by Norfolk Southern and the train cars expected to arrive. If there's a discrepancy, the yard personnel can address it right away.
Well, this system, the new software here at Buckeye, has definitely increased the work efficiency of both our yard masters and the train masters here at Buckeye. A lot of less hands-on needed. It's more of a point-and-click type operation.
Increasing efficiency is important because the Buckeye Yard can receive up to 2,000 train cars in any given day. Safety is also the key because of the sheer tonnage handled and the dangerous nature of working on the railroad.
It's definitely decreased the labor costs involved with the repair and upkeep on the day-to-day basis. It's also removed a lot of old and antiquated equipment that we no longer need here due to the upgrades in the current software.
Buckeye uses a gravity humping technique in which at least 100 train cars weighing up to 12,000 tons are shoved to the top of a hill and then carefully rolled down a hill to 40 classification tracks, where the individual cars are resorted and grouped depending on their contents and destinations. So much weight rolling downhill can be very dangerous for yard workers. Mechanisms similar to disc brakes on a car, called retarders, are used to slow them down. The InTouch software collects and shares information on which retarders are active in order to keep the workers on the track better informed and safer. Trainyard Tech has realized substantial savings in development time on implementing engineering projects like this one.
I think the thing that's to me is most intriguing is that you can basically do anything. I mean, whatever problem you'd like to solve with the graphic representation, the Wonderware allows us to do that. By our use of InTouch to front-end the process control system we built, we've helped them to turn around and put a lot of information in front of the yardmaster, who's the primary user of the system, as well as online help screens to turn around and allow shorter training times, less having to move between different pages on the system, that type of thing. Using the InTouch package, we have reduced our development time for the HMI probably 40–50%.
Wonderware's local distributor, Qmation, has been providing Trainyard Tech with support and services since the beginning of this project. Having worked on the train yards since the mid-1970s, Trainyard Tech's leaders have decided on a company slogan of "Keep 'em rolling." With the help of Wonderware's supervisory HMI software solution, both Trainyard Tech and Norfolk Southern's Buckeye Hump Station are expected to keep 'em rolling far into a prosperous future.